Episode 14 of One Before Zero just dropped. I'm going to read it, and we're going to talk about it. So, first impressions of this chapter. There's not much I can say, considering it is an introductory chapter, but there is a decent amount that we can talk about in terms of character interactions, as well as character designs. I think we should start off with the newest character that is introduced to us based on the cover, and then we will go more in depth on her later. First impressions of the cover art of the character that we now know as Nova Kalor. I'm saying Kalor because it's spelt with a K and elongated because it's Kours. Kalor. I'm going with Kalor. If it's colors, okay. With Nova and her design on the cover, it is very interesting to have her designed in this pose. Her outfit is very similar to Director Hamada, but a bit more dark. Her cloak is completely black with the timeout patch, and she wears mismatched gloves, as well as mismatched leggings and heels. Her design gives a bit more of I am a bit more sinister, but a bit more playful than Director Hamada. So that's what I'm getting initially. The fact that you have her holding on to Ari's pom-poms that we see her with in such a way that we see right here is very, very strange, and I am very worried on how this is going to go, as well as being exceptionally excited. I do have to say, just to get this out there, she bad though. Oh, she bad. Not my personality type, we'll talk about that later, but she bad though. We're gonna go over established characters, and then we will dive deeper into newer characters. So, quick thing, we get more Jacques and Ari. I love them, they're so cute. After last episode, we did have Ari broke her ankle, apparently, and was bleeding. We learned that very recently in this episode. Ari walked Kane to his cell and made sure that he was all right and got him into his swimming tank, and then called for Jacques, and Jacques carried her to the medical office and then was a good boy and went and cleaned up all the blood that she had splashed all over the floor. So, good times. I love him. I love their interaction here. They're just so cute. I hardcore feel like there's some decent chemistry going on right here, and that's going to be great. We do get a little bit of Director Hamada. From what we know of Director Hamada, she was having a lunch and got a very quick phone call about Ari's situation. So it's brief, it's quick. We do get a little bit of insight as Davin, thank you, is hanging out with the director and brings up something called Kiwami Omikaze. Kiwami Omikaze. Kiwami is, depending on the kanji, is extreme, I think? I think that's why the remake of the first Yakuza games, the first two, are called Kiwami, is because those are Yakuza Extreme, Yakuza Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. Kiwami Omikaze gives me a very sinister name. So I am ever so slightly worried about this Kiwami Omikaze. We do get a little bit of Davin. He's fun. I also realized that the director has eye marks, not too dissimilar from Davin. I just realized that as recording. Holy shit. Okay. We might have to talk about that later if that comes up. That's going to be fun. We'll talk about him a little bit later with his interactions with Nova, because those do happen. Speaking of Nova, let's talk about her really quick. She is really sinister to start. We only get glimpses of her throughout the episode, so her being just in the shadows, just off to the side, barely saying anything, is very, very sinister and very dark, which I think emphasizes her design of being a bit less trustworthy than the director, but definitely very intense. So with the introduction of Nova, we do see on her face that she has eye marks, so she is a chimera. The eye marks are not too dissimilar to, in a previous episode, in previous chat, I think it was episode 8 or 9, that we get the information of chimera eye marks denoting which type of chimera they are. Her eye marks are very similar to the eye marks of Ari's college professor that we saw earlier in that episode. So I am guessing that this is full speculation. I don't know, because I'm not the writer. I am guessing that Nova is some form of aquatic chimera, which I think is going to be very interesting. With her interactions with Davin, it's blatantly obvious that Davin and Nova do not get along whatsoever, or they are constantly fighting because of some other reason. I mentioned in the comment of this episode that they definitely give siblings or ex-lover vibes, which I find hilarious because they fight like children, as brought up by Ari at the end of the episode. But yeah, this is episode 14. Oh, I almost forgot about Sonak. Sonak Keats is the primary adult physician at Timeout. I love his design. He seems very calm and very personable, as well as a little business-oriented, which I don't have any issues with. All in all, I love this episode. The introduction of Nova is phenomenal, and I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with her going down the line. Also, take a look at these beautiful PNGs that my friend made. These were made by my wonderful friend Cerbi over on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Look at them. Look at these little faces. All of my faces are crafted as of this episode and onwards by my wonderful friend Cerbi unless I say otherwise. I'm always happy to credit her because she does a lot of work for me, and I'm very proud to be her friend. Koanli, my dear friend, I love it. Keep it up. We'll see you guys next time.